Okay, so this will this will be my interpretation on Pisces. Okay, Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac. So Pisces is ruled by, traditionally, Pisces is ruled by Neptune and Jupiter. I mean, traditionally Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and modernly it's ruled by Neptune. You know, Pisces indeed does relate with both of these planets. So let me begin. Pisces, they're known to be very dreamy. You know, they're very they're like spiritual fairies. I want to say, in the sense that um, a Piscean or a Pisces might have the tendency to have trouble being on Earth and wanting to float away somewhere elsewhere, because sometimes a Pisces just feels like they don't belong here, you know, like this is not home. They feel like there's another home elsewhere and things of that nature. So Pisces, look at our horns. So Pisces are one of the most spiritualist signs, you know, like, I mean, all water signs are known to be spiritual. But Pisces mostly, for one, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is all about, in a sense, Jupiter is also like how we connect with God, I want to say, because Jupiter also, you know, represents like our interests that we are open and wanting to expand upon. Jupiter is all about expansion. So with that being said, Pisceans, they have the tendency to know, for one and foremost, that there is a deity, a god out there, or a higher energy than themselves. I don't even want to put it like that, but more like they understand that there has to be a higher being, you know, that they came from, I guess I can say. Pisceans, they're known to be, they're very kind. You know, Pisces are one of the kindest zodiac signs. Um, they're one of the kindest zodiac signs in the zodiac wheel. With them being on the 12th zodiac sign, the 12th, the last zodiac sign, this indicates that Piscean has reached a certain level of maturity, because you see, like I always speak, um, astro- astrology in a sense is like showing us, astrology is showing us in a like journey of evolution, you know. So with Saturn being, with Pisces being the last of the zodiac, they have, in a sense, kind of, this indicates that this Piscean person, or even when you have Pisces energy in one of your charts, this in a sense kind of indicates that from one way or another you have experienced multiple lifetimes in that particular aspect of life, you know. But that's just the Pisces energy in of itself. Pisceans, they can tend to be very old soul like old soul like, you know. And you know, a Piscean person can also tend to be like pretty lazy. But this is simply because sometimes a Piscean person, or just the energy, might not feel like the want or the desire to want to engage in this earth realm, simply because this Piscean energy might feel like they just don't have an interest, because they might feel like they maybe have already done it all, like from one way or another. And so this is why Pisceans can tend to be lazy, you know, because they feel like they've already done it all. They've already explored the internal world, and now they want to go within. Pisceans are known to be they're known to be dreamers. Like, their imagination is very vibrant and great also. But yes, a Piscean has the ability to you know, I want to say remember their dreams, but it's more like it's just the fact that they're very dream oriented. Like, they're dreamers. They may not even have daydreams. Like, for instance, I have a friend. She's not a Pisces. She's a Virgo, but her moon is in Pisces. And this girl, she was telling me about how she created like this fantasy world. You know, like And she told me it's like it's as real as this world, but it's like a world in her mind, you know. Oh shit! But she's fucking smart as fuck though. So it's like this and that. She's a Virgo, so that's why she's so intelligent. I think you know who I'm talking about if you're watching this. Um, but yeah, you know, it's like that. And Pisceans, they tend to be empathic. They tend to they're natural empaths. They're born empaths. You know, they have the ability to feel other people's pain. Most of the time, Pisces they have the tendency to go through a lot, like a lot of fucking crazy shit. You know, a Piscean person is prone to depression and things of that nature. And this is, I feel like one of the reasons why is because of the people that they surround themselves with. On top of that, you know, the the place, like the society we live in, they to a degree kind of encourage that, you know, like it's said that we are in the age of connection, like we are in the age of, like, you know, freaking social media, and it's like so easy to network and so easy to connect. But today, more than ever, people feel so isolated. They feel so alone, you know, and a lot of people are prone to fall into depression because they feel isolated, they feel alone. And I feel like Pisces might feel this way too, but it's more because, like, sometimes, you know, Pisceans, they are to a degree kind of otherworldly, and sometimes a Piscean might feel like they're not really understood. So it's like, yeah, they can take that path of feeling isolated and lonely, but there's also another path of connection, you know, and a Pisces does want to connect. The Pisces does want to be friends and things of that nature. Okay. And Pisceans, they're known to have Pisceans and Cancer. These are two energies that are known to have, you know, lots of like the Christ consciousness in them, in the sense that they're very loving, very giving, and they're very selfless. Like Pisces are very selfless. You know, these are like the healers of the zodiac. Um, well, there's other healers of the zodiac too, but of course, Pisces is they're one of the healers of the zodiac. You know, and they're like, you know, energy healing and things of that nature. And for someone to be able to extract another person's negative energy onto themselves and transmute it. This is something that's very selfless, and you know, Pisces, they do tend to be very selfless, and they do really want to help humanity in any means that they can. But sometimes Mr. Pisces or Mrs. Pisces just has to help herself first, you know. And I feel like Pisces, they also might fall into this trap of helping, but never receiving anything in return. But it's simply because they help so much that people think that Pisces, you know, this is just something they like doing. Like, they're just people that are very shareable, very helpful, and it's like people don't particularly really feel like they need to help them back, like help them in return. So sometimes it's like, hope I'm not talking too fast. But you know, sometimes it's like a Piscean person might help someone, but like that person might not ever give them something in return because they don't really, that's not really in their you know, vision. Like, they don't really think that they should give you something in return. They feel like you like to help, you know, you're just someone that's helpful like that. And you know, specifically Leos. I don't know, it's like it's something funny. Leos are cool, but yeah, you know, like if you help a Leo, sometimes Leo might think like, oh, you're helping them because they're a cool person and you just like them, you know. So I feel like, with that being said, I feel like Pisces people, they should really first understand that it is important to bring structure into, you know, that archetype of help. I want to say, in the sense of like, if you help someone, do let them know that you like, they think you're right, instead of be like, yeah, of course. I guess you can mention something like, I know you would do the same thing for me. So now that idea is in that person's head, you know, that they would do the same thing for you, and of course they would do the same thing for you because you helped them, you know. And to a degree, that's how the universe works. But you know, sometimes it's like the universe works like this. These are laws, but sometimes we in of ourselves hold the universe back from working because we might be attached. It's all about attachment. You know, the universe is about flow, but when you attach, stagnation happens. And when stagnation happens, all shit goes to hell. Piscean people, they're spiritual, like I said earlier. They're very into spirituality, same thing, right? But I was more drawn to saying occultism. I also feel like maybe some Piscean people might be drawn to the darkness, I feel like, okay, this is like far reach for me, but I'm gonna speak on this because this is something I feel, So I feel like some Pisceans might, to a degree, embrace the darkness, embrace the crazy shit, like their counter partner or like their previous water signs, like Scorpio, and a little bit like Cancer. But Cancer is another story, I guess we can say. But yeah, like a little bit like Scorpio. They might have that tendency, and it's also because Pisces rules the 12th house, and the 12th house is like, it is also about like hidden things, hidden enemies, but also the unconscious. There's a subconscious, there's the unconscious, and then there's the superconscious. I'm not sure which one comes before, but that's very interesting too. Studying that, psychology is interesting too. But yeah, because they're of the unconscious, I feel like maybe this might give them the ability to understand the importance of the darkness, and that's where darkness lingers at the depth of the depth of the waters. It's dark there. And Pisceans, they might have that tendency to be able to go all the way down there. And this is mainly the manifestation of the emotions, because it's like a Piscean can really get really, really emotional, and they can like trap themselves into their own emotions, like they can fall into cycles, like, we all can, but I feel like a Pisces might maybe them more likely, because I think it's just, that the effect of them being adaptable, mutable, and because of this, I also feel like them being mutable, they might try to adapt their emotions with other people. Okay, so let me see if I can articulate this correctly. To the degree where it's like sometimes a Piscean might have the tendency to want to play the victim role, like not always taking responsibility of what's going on, but like, maybe feeling like all of this should happen because of you, like you made me feel this way, and now because of this, when you like that saying, it's like when you're pointing your finger, you're missing the point, right? Right. Um, Pisces, but on the contrary, they are very giving, very loving. They have such a big heart to like give and love, Um, yeah, very giving and loving. They're also good. They're also good channelers. Like they have the ability to channel energies from the other realm and things of that nature. Like my ascendant being in Pisces, I'm fortunate and I'm grateful for this because this has given me, the ability to be able to channel other, not other universes, but just have a better connection with, I guess you could say, God. But, that's also, what's the fuck is this called? Gemini. So the highest duality of Gemini is actually the soul and it's the soul and the fleshly. It's the higher self and the lower self, I'll say. So when you get to this degree of Gemini, this evolution of Gemini, now we're speaking of esoteric astrology. Gemini's duality is the soul and the higher self and the lower self, but the contradicting thing about that is, we Geminis have it really easy to connect with God or source or whatever, but the contradicting thing about that is the fact that in order for us to connect, we have to quiet our mind, silence our mind. And Geminis are very chatty, and inside they're chatty too, so it's like a lot of Geminis don't get to experience this, but it's like it's all about meditation and things of that nature. And once you meditate and everything, and you're able to quiet your mind, then everything will reveal itself. But this is for everyone, this relates to everyone. Like if you can quiet your mind, just sit in the silence, and you will hear the silent. Then you will hear your soul, because your soul speaks silence. The fuck does that even mean? Well, what I'm getting at is like, if we don't turn off our chattering minds, we can't hear our higher self. You know what I mean? So this has been my interpretation on Pisces. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'd like to say namaste.